is spirituality for me? Like, is it for everyone?
Can I ask you a question in turn? Is gravity for everyone? Namaste. I would like to introduce myself as a nobody doing nothing, but I know that won't fly. My name is Bidhan. I'm a homemaker, a career banker, an entrepreneur, and doing multiple roles like any one of you. 2012 is when I chanced upon Upanishads, and it had a profound impact on my life. Since then, I have dreamt to bring the key aspects of Upanishads in a manner which is simple, relatable, and implementable in our daily lives. So here we are with a set of videos to make spirituality simple. Welcome, Preeti.
Hi, Bidhan.
Glad to have you with us. This entire series is all about making spirituality simple. And I know you have been trying to delve very deep into the subject. Glad to have you with us. And please go ahead and ask whatever comes in your mind.
Yes, and I'm here to make your life difficult by asking you all the questions. And I wouldn't say I'm delving deep into it. I'm just at the surface level, I'm sure, which is why all the questions are popping up as well.
Sure.
And I'd also like to be the voice of your audience and maybe ask the kind of questions that us common men will have, right?
And women.
Yeah, women also. Yeah. So I know that you're trying to make spirituality simple and you're trying to make it at the level that all of us can understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So before I even get into that, I think I would first like to ask, is spirituality for me? Like, is it for everyone?
Can I ask you a question in turn? Is gravity for everyone?
Yeah, gravity is for everyone.
Correct. Whether you know about the concept of gravity or not, whether someone is a scientist, whether someone is a common man or a child, the gravity influences everyone, whether you know about it or not. Similarly, whether you know about a spirituality or not, spirituality is for everyone. Let me ask you a further question. If I were to ask you, what is the intrinsic nature of a fire?
Heat.
Heat, correct. So a fire is a fire only on account of heat. So heat is the intrinsic nature of a fire. Similarly, spirituality is our intrinsic nature.
Okay, spirituality is our true nature, our inherent nature. Okay.
Right. Just as for fire, the inherent nature of fire is heat, spirituality is our inherent nature. When you ask me a question, is spirituality for everyone? There is an underlying assumption. What is that assumption? Is that I need to be somewhere or do something to be spiritual.
Yeah, that's the correct, that's the understanding I've had all these years. If you do something or if you behave a certain way, if you do certain rituals, that makes you a spiritual person. That's my understanding.
Right, and that's what has been told to us, that to be spiritual, you need to do certain things. But if you refer to Upanishads, and they have a specific term called Mahavakyas. Basically, those sums up the entire teaching. They call something like Aham Brahmasmi. So what they're trying to finally tell us, that we all are spiritual by nature. The contradiction is, we all think that we are human beings having a spiritual experience, and therefore we go after spiritual experiences. But instead, what Upanishads are trying to tell us, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Okay. Okay, wait, let me get that. So you're saying we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. Correct. Or trying to be spiritual.
Correct.
Rather, it's the other way around, where we are actually spiritual beings having a human experience?
Bingo.
Oh, that's a lot to take in.
So inherently we are all spiritual. Whether we know it or not, whether we know about gravity or not, inherently we are all spiritual. That's our essence. That's our inherent nature.
So you're saying this inherent nature, you keep saying spirituality is my true nature. What is this core? What is this inherent nature that you're talking about?
So in essence, our core or our inherent nature is eternal, it is changeless, it is timeless, it is complete, and it is source of all the joy and happiness that we have. So If you want me to repeat it for you again.
Yeah. Changeless, you said.
Changeless.
Okay.
Eternal. Limitless. Complete. Inherently, we are all complete. And we are the source of all the happiness that we experience.
Okay. So if we are the source of all happiness, then why is there so much chaos around us? Why do I feel so much chaos?
So the question that you are asking is that if inherently we are spiritual and we are inherently complete and we are the source of all the happiness, then why there is so much of chaos not only in our life, around everybody's life? Interesting point. So I'll try and explain it with the help of an analogy. The simple answer is that we have forgotten our essential nature. Let's look at it. Do you know what is method acting?
Yes, it's where an actor gets so much into a role that he sort of forgets to leave the role behind and lead his real life, right? That's what method acting is.
They get into the skin of the character. To an extent, they start feeling like a character.
Yes.
And therefore, they end up doing the role so beautiful, right? Now, imagine a very successful superstar who has a perfect family life gets into a role of an individual where they had a very traumatic relationships. So say his partner has left him and he is undergoing significant mental trauma. While playing this role, he gets completely identified with it. And when the movie gets over, or say when the act gets over, he continues to stay in that same role. So the method actor continues to feel that I'm going through a traumatic experiences. So even though the actor has everything back home, but still he continues to feel that he has nothing. And this is exactly what is happening to each one of us. Since we have got so identified with certain things, with certain roles, with certain aspects, that we have completely forgotten that we are complete, that we are the source of all the happiness and joy. And once we start rediscovering that part, something interesting happens.
Okay, so let me just sum it up and see if I'm getting it right. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
So you're just saying that our true nature, our inherent nature is spirituality.
Correct.
And it's just that, like the method actor you spoke about, it's just that we have forgotten our true nature. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, if at all we have to look at spirituality in a very simplistic way, or if we have to make it spirituality simple, the first thing is we have to understand that spirituality is not out there. We don't need to do anything to be spiritual. We are inherently
spiritual. I think that's the one takeaway I can take away from our conversation today.
Sure.
Is that we are inherently spiritual.
Right.
And thank you you've made it simple, like you said. I think we are sort of breaking it down. So that brings me to my next question. If this is my true nature, yes, I have, you're saying that I have forgotten about my true nature. Yes, I get that part of it. But so what? Like, I have lived my life so far without questioning this and questioning, is this my true nature? I have lived my life so far. So why do I need to go on this path at all?
Interesting. Can we take it up in our next session?
Sure, definitely, Vedant. But I won't forget. I'll definitely ask you the same thing.
Please do. And for now, I think it is good enough to understand that spirituality is not something outside, that is already within us, and we have the ability to rediscover it. And to answer your question, why should we rediscover it? Let's take it up in our next session.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Vedant.
Thank you for watching our video.
If you do like our video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends as well. And don't forget, leave your valuable comments below.
It will help us to come out with more relatable contents in the future, because ultimately our aim is to make spirituality simple. Thank you.